turning to SpaceX and Elon Musk's efforts to, get rockets up. And I think this is in light too of the fact that, all those stories about the rovers going to Mars and all that stuff and all that exciting talk. And he's still attempting to do a landable rocket after it's
a range of useful rockets.
And another story of one that I guess landed briefly before exploding. And obviously, there's lots of trial and error to get these things right. They got to do testing and etc. And eventually they may get to a point where it's correct. Hopefully, the carbon fiber space elevator's in place before we have to go to this technology. But having said that, I can see the need to, potentially look at this as an option. But it just occurs to me that if all you see is test after test after test of the landing rocket blowing up on return, I don't know if that exactly instills confidence in anyone.
No, look, I completely agree. And being a member of the internet, hey, who doesn't want to pile on and stick it up Elon, hey? Ha, 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 ha. But in all seriousness, isn't it interesting? Because you'll never get to a safe rocket that performs this landing every time without seeing these catastrophes. And in the modern age, we can't hide these catastrophes. They're televised live, they're recorded live. They're unavoidable in terms of people knowing that something that big.
They can't test them in Area 51 anymore.
No, that's precisely right. And we're also so accustomed now, I think, to the idea of success. So the only things that are reported are success. Who knows how many variations of Coke Zero they had to go through that tasted awful until they got to something that didn't taste quite so bad. I'm sure this occurs everywhere, from food products to new inventions. I mean, how many iPhones didn't work before Steve Jobs finally got one that did? And we all know that most Android phones didn't work at all until a few years ago. So, but nobody hypes on the failure. They only hype on the successes. So I think this is a case of that. I think, Elon said it, and it's been said the whole way through, the rich history of space exploration, that you have to expect this. If you're going to push the limits, if you're really going to try to do something spectacular and amazing that has deep meaning, more so than just cancelling a book on the internet, you're going to have to take the good with the bad. And I think we saw that with the failed Mars probes in the 90s. And, once again, we're seeing Elon trying to get this right, or SpaceX trying to get this right. And it ain't easy. But they certainly achieved it. This was something that happened after the rocket landed. Geez, I wouldn't have been wanting to have been a space tourist waiting to disembark at that point.
Maybe it can explode after disembarkation is concluded. And again, that's an interesting point, like tying it in with the Dr. Zeus stuff, like that instant sort of reaction. And the fact that, a part of, I guess, the human experience is to fail before you, I guess, succeed, or maybe and actually that there's nothing wrong in failure because you can learn from something from it. But it seems like we're barreling towards a place where it's just not accepted anymore. Like if you get it wrong out of the gate straight up, you're toast, kind of thing.
That's right. And let's face it, Elon, if nothing else, has made himself a very easy target. He's got his fans that are on one side of the fence, and then you got everyone else is on the other side of the fence. And it's getting back to our Dr. Seuss point. You've just got two points of view. Nothing substantial in this. No real thought. It's just, I like Elon, I don't like Elon. And whatever happens, you just pick the side and pile on.